Hello, this is Carson Cook, your CSO Pro, and welcome to the channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you won't miss any of our future uploads. Enjoy the video. Hello, good morning or afternoon, wherever you are again. My name is Carson Cook, and welcome back to the CSO Pro. And today what we're going to be talking about, guys, very important topic. We do have a video on qualifying and what that actually means in sales. But what we're going to talk about today is why is it so important? Why is qualifying so important? Okay, and this is a step of the sale. In most steps of the sale, when you get your manual from your company, when you get your instructor that teaches you on sales, usually this is one of the steps. Okay, it's a full step on its own. It's called qualifying. Now in sales, we use qualifying as a way of gathering information. We talked about what qualifying is in the qualifying video below, but we're going to talk today about why is it so important? Like what is the purpose of this? Why is this step necessary for you as a young sales professional, an older sales professional, to really think about this step? Why is it important for us to kind of get into why qualifying works so well, and how can we use this as a weapon? Right, as a tool, as part of our sales, how can we master the art of qualifying, right? To help us get our client to make a decision, to make sure that we use the right communication, how that can influence and persuade our potential client, our prospect, our group, individual, whoever it might happen to be. This is a super, super important step. Not that I think that any of them are more important than others. But this step, guys, is extremely important. I think every step is very important. You need to master each one of them. So why is qualifying so important? Why do we need to qualify our clients? Okay, what does that word mean even, first off, right? Well, qualifying, guys, is gathering information from your client, both personal and business related, so that you can, ask those questions. Now, a solid sales professional, as we know this, guys, is extremely good at being empathetic, okay, feeling how the client feels, understanding how they're going to respond to certain actions, being very empathetic and understanding their feelings and understanding their intentions and their motives, whether they're lying or they're not lying. And it's qualifying, guys, is gathering that information. Some of the best sales professionals out there, they listen more than they talk. Now, as a professional communicator, okay, we think that communication is all about saying stuff. Stuff is going out of our mouth, right? We're talking the whole time. A salesman sometimes will just not shut up. They keep talking. They won't shut their mouth, right? And what they realize when I see a young sales professional, even in front of a client doing a turn, they need to spend more time listening. The other half of communication is retaining the information, understanding what your client is saying. Okay, they're the ones making the decision. They're the ones that are writing your paycheck. Okay, so they're the ones that need to be influenced. They're the ones that need to communicate back to you. So when you qualify, guys, qualifying is so important because it's going to help you build rapport. This is where it all starts, okay? It gives you a reason to be in front of that person. There's a guaranteed point of communication. You have a company selling a product and they're gonna buy the product. You have a justification for being there. You also have a justification for being there if you're gonna be giving them a pitch when you're prospecting. So qualifying is great for building rapport. All right. Another thing, guys, is that it also helps you build your closing toolbox. Now, this is the biggest point that I want to make sure that younger sales professionals understand, is that the whole point of qualifying is to get the information that you need to close the deal later, to meet any concerns. Okay, and qualifying also, like we said in the video before, is not always about business-related questions. They need to be personal questions too. You need how they respond to certain questions you ask about their personal life. Just remember, as we said before in the same other videos, guys, is that I've never sold something to someone I don't really know, and they've never bought anything from me if they haven't gotten to know me myself, right? So you need to build your closing toolbox. Okay. Now, closing is a whole nother topic. There's other videos on that, guys, but closing is actually very easy. You say, oh, that's the hardest part of sales. No, closing's not. If you've done every step before, you've met and addressed all objections and concerns, and you've qualified correctly, and you've gotten all the information you need to close the deal, it's easy. The close is easy. The close is very simple. It's say, let's do business. And they go, sure, no other concerns. You've met all my communication. I like you. We have enough trust, enough rapport. Every sentence, every statement that you've made in the sale has met my personal needs, my emotional needs, as well as my business needs. I mean, that thing comes last. Or my buying decision needs, what I need you to do in order for me to buy this product, to facilitate the transaction of money. You're gonna give me the product and I'm gonna give you the money. Okay, so it builds your closing toolbox, guys. That's what I mean. It gives you an arsenal of comments, statements, understandings, and how it relates to your product and what you're selling. That's gonna help you close the deal later, to meet objections later. Okay, so build that toolbox, guys. Qualifying. Start with personal open-ended questions. Okay, that gives them an opportunity to communicate to you. You're also gonna pick up on how they communicate back. So an open question might be, tell me about yourself. An open-ended question doesn't have a single answer, right? Like a multiple choice test as opposed to an essay. You wanna start asking essays and then funnel down into your results and your questions on very specific points. Something that has a yes or a no, or something that has a dollar amount, or something there. So when you start broad and you say, tell me about yourself, and they speak all about business, you know that they're very business oriented. If they start talking about personal stuff with that, then they want to have a conversation with you. If they're all personal, then they like talking to you as a sales professional. So spend some time talking to them. Okay, but you need to drive that conversation with how you qualify, build that toolbox. The next thing we need that you understand, guys, is why qualifying is so important is that it's an opportunity to open communication. Okay, now if you're there for a specific reason, if you're in the boardroom for a specific reason and you're pitching an investment group or you're pitching a client for a specific reason, that is grounds for you to open your mouth. You get to start communication. You get to open communication. So you're going to respond when you first start, guys, when you're qualifying. Okay, that's after you give the introduction, after they know what your steps of the sale are, after you state the agenda and you're telling them what you're doing. Okay, the important part is to now move into qualifying, and you have to earn that. You have to earn their respect. You have to earn the ability to ask them questions on how you can sell them your product. That's basically what you're asking them. You're like, how can I sell you my product? You're not gonna say that, but that's qualifying. It opens up communication. Now, we start with questions about them personally, and then move into more serious questions in business to build rapport. But that also gives you a ton of hints on how they're going to buy their product. You might ask them about a previous story. You have a product that's very similar to ours, so tell me about that buying process. That's qualifying. Not necessarily what happened. Tell me what happened, great, but then also tell me what was your experience. Did you like the person selling it to you? Why did you actually buy it at that moment? Did you feel pushed? You know, how did you arrive at that conclusion when you signed that deal and you got that product you guys loved? Because I want to repeat that process. I want to make sure that today, I'm going to gather all the information that I need from you, okay? So that way you have no objections, no concerns, and we can really come to terms here and find out if this product is really good for you or if this product's, not gonna work, and that's going to be completely fine. But at least you will know personally, and I will know personally that, it's either going to work out or it's not going to work out. So let's move forward. So let's start with this. Open up communication. Let's break the ice. Use that word. Let's break the ice a little bit. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about your business. Tell me about your family. Tell me about the group. First off, I need to get to know everyone in the group. I know a lot about the company. I've done the profile already. I actually researched all of you guys in here too, and I know a lot about the group. But let's start with this. Let's do an ice-breaking kind of thing. Tell me about yourselves. Now, you're going to see a lot of board guys say they want right to the point, but it is your job to bring them back down to earth and realize that you're a normal person, that you're going to sell based off of that communication. You're going to open those lines up, okay? So very, very, very important, guys, to understand why qualifying is so important. Extremely, extremely important, guys. One of the best steps of the sale. So thanks for joining in again. We'll see you soon.